guys, today I'll show you a video about basically overclocking your graphics card and how much of an impact it will basically make in games. So guys, I mean, if you have a modern card, usually NVIDIA ones are better overclockers generally, but I mean AMD cards also can overclock to an extent, but you should overclock your graphics card, guys. So I will show you basically how much of an impact it makes in overclocking. Currently I'm going to just go through the different levels, increase it by about 50 megahertz, and show you guys how much of a change it makes. So I have a GTX 970, and so the base clock, that means the clock that it guarantees out of the box usually. For the reference model, that means the gray one that NVIDIA sells, is 1050. So we'll use that as our starting ground. And I mean, just saying guys, if you have like a aftermarket cooler, a graphics card with a custom PCB like EVGA or MSI, is gonna clock way more higher than that, guys, just out of the box. But I'll just show you the difference that it makes, overclocking makes. So we'll test our games on Far Cry, and guys, currently yes, I do have this running in 720p, and the first reason for that is I'm just showing you the incremental overclocks, how much it increases by. And secondly, because I also have tons of other programs in the background like screen capture, so I mean I'm guessing that this will still push the graphics card to some extent. So just going over the settings now. Video quality, I kind of ramped up everything. This is a 970, so it will destroy even Far Cry 3 at like close to 4K resolution, but I mean I'm using this as a benchmark. And then everything is, this is window. That's the main reason I did 720, so that you can see everything in the screen. MSSA anti-aliasing, let's make this 8. Okay, so now let's go to game, and I'm using this instead of a benchmark because if I have a still frame, basically the FPS will stay somewhat stable. So let's just go outside with some level of detail. Far Cry 3, man, always a beautiful game to look at. So let's see. Okay, so as you guys can see, the frames has settled around 72 FPS. So now I'm gonna use Afterburner, and let's see how it changes. And right now it's settling in around 72. And guys, the thing about overclocking, always do it in increments. So once I tried like a 200 megahertz overclock, just in the instant, guys, the whole thing just crashed, man. The computer just completely restarted. So do it like by like about 25 megahertz changes. So right now it's 72, okay, at 1050 megahertz. Okay guys, so the next one we'll make is 28. So this will be 1075 megahertz, okay? It's 72 currently. Alright guys, so 1075, we saw 1 frames increase, so 72. 1075 is that much, okay? 1 frame. Okay, let's go ramp it up a bit, 25 more. So minus 203. Okay, now it's 1100. This is I believe this is the guaranteed boost clock. That means how much it will generally try to do once you open it out of the box. So you have 75. So 50 megahertz, guys, 3 frames. Okay, now I'm gonna ramp it up even more. Minus 178. Okay, 1125. 1 frame, okay? So let's do that once again. Minus 153. 1150, guys. 1150 megahertz. It's 77. Or about 78. It's fluctuating around there. Oops, it's gonna be this. So guys, now let's do it up a bit. And guys, I'm doing the 25 at a time because I don't want to go through the risk, man. Once the thing crashes, my video will be gone, everything will be gone. So I'm doing it incrementally. You can do usually 50, but I'm taking the safer route. So I did 128, and I'm gonna do -103. Okay guys, 1200 megahertz. It made it 79. Okay guys, so once again, -78. I'm just showing you the difference. 80, okay, 1250 megahertz. Okay, so settling in around 81 or 82. We'll just go with 81. Once again, guys, -28, 1275. Okay, we're gonna do -3. And so, guys, it's settling in. It's guys getting closer to 0 because this is like when my GPU is completely out of the box. It was at 0. So my GPU basically boosted to 1303, guys. And any aftermarket, guys, EVGA, Asus, MSI. Usually, guys, in the box they say about like 1200, I think, megahertz boost clock. But you know, you usually get in numbers higher than that. So at 1300, it's settling in around 84. So guys, now we can only go up from there. So 22. Okay, 47. Okay guys, 1350 megahertz. It's settling in around 85. And guys, another thing you can take note of, as you're gonna keep going higher and higher, the increase, it's gonna be smaller and smaller. Like it's gonna, like, it's not a linear increase, guys. It's gonna be depreciate as you go higher. That's because, guys, your GPU can only work so much. You know, you're giving it, you know, you're letting it cap up in higher frequencies, but it has a working capacity. It cannot exceed that. 1375. Okay, now we'll ramp it up to 97. Okay guys, 1400. Usually, guys, you can do it. After this, guys, it gets a bit sketchy. You can still keep going, but my one settles in, goes up to 1500, but I usually keep it at 1450 for, you know, safety reasons, so that there's no guarantee in crashing. 122. 1425. Okay, one more. 147. So guys, 1450 megahertz, guys. This is getting kind of towards the higher boost clocks. My GTX 970 can handle it, guys. It's a gorgeous card, man, from MSI. They really do. It's a nice model, guys. Okay, 172. And guys, now we're getting to the sketchy part, 1500. It works for me, guys, but you know, not always. Sometimes it's gonna crash. Okay, 1500. It's gonna settle in at 91. Guys, this is where I'll end it. I'm not gonna go any higher because I know my card will have a good chance of crashing. Beyond that, it can return 1520, but guys, 1 or 2 frames. It's better not to crash it. I'll leave it at 1500. It does run, guys. Gorgeous looking as always, Far Cry 3. And I'll quit. Alright guys, so these are our numbers. As you can see, guys, we started off at 72, and most cards will be above this, guys. Most cards, I can guarantee you, because when they are giving these numbers, they're gonna make them very conservative. Because when people will say higher boost clocks, once they, you know, put in their graphics cards in their slots and turn on the computer, it's gonna be definitely above that. So you know, it's a like market tendency. They'll always give conservative numbers so that, you know, you won't return the card if you see something like, you know, if they made it at 1100 and it was 1090, then people would return it. But now people have no excuse because they're guaranteeing 1050, so you're gonna go above that. So guys, like at first guys, the 50 megahertz 3 fps difference, 3, this was about 1 fps difference, a bit sketchy. 2 fps difference, 3 fps difference, and guys, this is where I settle in. Just look at the difference guys. 1050 megahertz 72, 1450 megahertz 89. A good guys, a good 27 fps guys. Huge differences guys. This gives you a very good reason to overclock your graphics card, guys. You're spending 300 bucks, man, and you can get so much more performance out of it. I know it was a still frame in Far Cry 3 guys, and still frames won't give you a more realistic testing environment, but guys, I did it so that the FPS doesn't fluctuate. If you're gonna bench card in different frequencies guys, it's a lot of work, but guys, these numbers are out here to show. And the thing about overclocking is, when you overclock, it's not like your computer is gonna run at that frequency all the time. If you have, like, if you're running games, then that's basically the cap. Like, your computer knows that it can go up to 1450 if it needs to. But if it doesn't, if it's an old game guys, it usually settles in somewhere around 1113 guys. I see this number very often when I'm recording or anything. It's gonna settle in around 1113. Just because you have the capability and you're overclocking doesn't mean that it's going to always use that, and it's not hurting your computer. Well, I mean, I guess a little, but I mean, it's okay. And guys, the core voltage, I don't move that guys. Yes, you can move it, and then you can get I think around 1550, but it's not worth it for me. Voltage is something that's very risky, and overall not worthwhile. Power limit guys, I usually put this to 110, but right now I didn't need it. Temperature limit guys, this is what you're comfortable with. Nvidia recommends below 85, but I have it around 79. The memory clock guys, this I think gives around a few FPS difference, but guys, I don't think it's noticeable. But memory overclock, if you can guys, the 970 is overclock amazingly, like plus 300, plus 400. And the fan speed guys, that's up to you too. So the temperature, it's whatever you're comfortable with. Around 1450 megahertz guys, I settle in around 63 degrees Celsius, which is far below 79, so I'm happy with that. So guys, if something you got out of this video, it is, guys, overclock your graphics card. It's totally worth it. Look at these numbers. So guys, that would be all. Thank you for your time, and please join in again. Comment, subscribe, and put that like button. Thank you.